Hi, so welcome to Geography at Liverpool, and thanks for making the time to come and listen to this webinar, see some of our slides, which will hopefully give you a bit of an impression as to what it is to study here at Liverpool. So first of all, just a few introductions really. So welcome to our virtual Discovery Day. My name is Dr. Kimberly Peters and I'm the admissions tutor here at Liverpool. I'm also a senior lecturer in human geography, and I'm joined this afternoon by my colleague, Dr. Rachel Smedley, who's our open day coordinator, and she's a lecturer in physical geography. So we have representation from both sides of geography this afternoon. We're also joined by one of our students, Phoebe Cox, who will be talking us through what it's like to be a student here. So definitely hold on for later on in the presentation, where she'll be giving her perspective as what it's like to be a student here at Liverpool. So I'd like to start with a few questions for you this afternoon. Or this morning, or whenever you choose to be listening into this. So when we think about what geography is, we often think about typical questions that you might get in a pub quiz. So we think about questions such as, what's the world's longest river? What's the capital of Greenland? These are typical questions that we expect, or that people expect geographers to be able to answer. And certainly do feel free to send me an email afterwards if you know what the capital of Greenland is. It's a slightly tricky one. But we often think that these are the kinds of questions that geographers are interested in. But when you come to university to study geography, be it here at Liverpool or any of your other choices, geography is the study of our Earth, it's the study of our planet, it's the study of a number of social, cultural, political, environmental and physical processes related to the world that we live in. So we're not really interested in those facts. What's the longest river? What's the capital of this? What's the flag? I apologise for this. Unfortunately, I had a slight technical issue just then, but I'm going to carry on regardless. Have we all gone offline? I've still got internet. Should we switch over to Phoebe and I can go over to her computer? Okay there. Well, I'm sorry. I think I had a few technical issues there, but I'm back. Apologies for that, and thank you for your patience just while we sorted out a few technical issues that we had there. The last moment that I was talking about is what geography is, and I was basically talking about a differentiation between geography as this, which is simply a study of things, of places, of place names, of capital cities, of longest rivers, to geography being the study of our planet and the study of our Earth, a study of its social, cultural, political, environmental, physical processes. So this is what the study of geography is at university level. So we're not going to be teaching you facts and figures, and indeed any place where you would study geography, it's not going to be about facts and figures. It's going to be about the study of our planet and how we care for a planet in a moment of great change. So this is also just a moment to say thank you to you. Thanks very much for logging in this afternoon, for listening along to this. I know that it takes a lot of time, and particularly a lot of time that you will have spent thinking about what university you want to go to, traveling around, and even joining these things virtually. So thanks for joining us this afternoon. Now, one of the things I'd also like to say is don't hesitate to ask us what you need to know. So there'll be an opportunity at the end of this webinar to ask us any questions that you might have. That's absolutely fine, but you can also send me an email. Just to reiterate, if you're logging in later, my name is Kimberly Peters and I am the admissions tutor. You can find my details on the website, so don't be afraid to ask me any questions that you have. Next, think about your criteria for helping you make your decision. What is it that's going to really inspire you to study geography? So I think you have to think about what's important for you to go into university. Now, I can tell you all the things that are great about Liverpool, but think about the things that are important for you. Is it about the city? Is it about the syllabus? Is it about the kind of facilities? And what are those different things? So let those things help you on your way to making a decision. And certainly do think about, is Liverpool somewhere you can live and of course study for the next 3 or 4 years? And I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about our course this afternoon to help you make that decision. The other thing I would say is don't expect the offer to make the decision for you. It can be pretty tempting, I think, sometimes to think, I'll go to the place that has the highest offer. But actually, I think students who tend to do well at any degree, be it here or anywhere else, are the ones who go to the place that they feel passionately about. So if that's Liverpool or if it's somewhere else, put your first choice first rather than the place that has the highest offer. So that's a sort of brief introduction. What I'd like to do now is tell you a little bit about what makes Liverpool an ideal place for geography. I recently had a colleague who visited me from another university and I showed them around the city. And one of the things that they said to me afterwards when they left is they just said, Liverpool is a playground for geography. They just said it's just the most amazing place where all these geographical processes happen. And I really, truly believe that. We're so lucky in Liverpool that we have a global world city on our doorstep. We have some of the greatest architecture. We have an amazing maritime history and heritage, and also a very problematic maritime history and heritage. We also have global trade, and we also have one of the most vibrant cities with the most amount of art galleries and museums outside of London. Now, all of this makes us a really vibrant place for studying geography. One of the other reasons that we're fantastic for our geography degree is our degree is actually one of the very few in the country that is accredited by the Royal Geographical Society. So that again means that our degree has some punch. The Royal Geographical Society are saying our degree gives all of our graduates some of the best skills that are needed in today's world. So one of the things to bear in mind when you think about making your decision. Also, I think really crucial to note is that our geography department is 100 years old. We've been doing this for 100 years. And as our head of school has said, scholars have been drawn towards the University of Liverpool for over a century to study the earth, its places, its processes, and its people. So we've been doing this for a long time. We've been offering undergraduate degrees for 100 years. And I think that should instill confidence in people who are thinking about coming to study with us, that we know what we're doing in terms of creating also an absolute ideal location and a cutting-edge curriculum that deals with the big issues of the 21st century. So when you study here, you'll be studying a range of things related to our Earth. Big environmental concerns, concerns about pollution, about financial crisis, about the reshaping borders and boundaries in our world. These are all things that we cover during our degree here in Liverpool. You'll also be taught by a leading group of international experts who are experts in these big challenges that shapes our curriculum. So these are just some of our staff here at the University of Liverpool. We're a large department and 93% of our research is rated to be internationally recognised as excellent. We have scholars who work across the discipline here at the University of Liverpool. So we have experts who are interested in Earth systems processes, who are interested in rivers and hydrology, who are interested in glaciation. We also have experts in spatial analysis and GIS, all the way through to social, cultural and political geography. So we cover every end of the spectrum in geography, meaning we've got an exciting and vibrant syllabus that, as I mentioned, is connected to this world we live in and to this thing that geography is. And what I mentioned it was at the start, this study of the social, cultural, political and environmental challenges facing our world. So if you choose to come here, these will be some of the people that you will encounter. And one of the things to note about our department is that our professors, who are these leading people in the field, all of our staff teach here at Liverpool. Our professors are all present in our teaching syllabus from the first year right the way through to the third year. And Phoebe will tell you a bit more about that later. She's recently been on a field trip with some of our professorial staff here at Liverpool. And hopefully we're approachable, we're fun, and we're interactive to learn with. So we take teaching and learning really, really seriously here, and we want you to have a great experience with us. And one of the best ways to tell you about how we approach learning and teaching is probably through our field classes. So field classes form a massive part of our degree programme here at Liverpool. As geographers, we don't just want to sit in the classroom, we want to get out into the real world and we want to explore those geographical processes, those social, cultural, political, environmental, physical processes, and how they actually occur in the world that we live in. So we have a range of field classes. If you're tuning in and you're interested in the BSc degree, we have field trips in every year of our degree. In year one, we have a trip to North Wales, which is a weekend within your first semester, followed by a week at the end of your first year to the Lake District. At the beginning of year two, we take you to Lorca in Spain. And then in the third year, and there's an option to go to the Algarve or to Iceland or to Santa Cruz, California. And Phoebe just got back from this trip yesterday. She'll be talking to you a little bit later about some of that. If you're interested in the BA degree, we also go to North Wales in the first year within the first semester. But your 1 week domestic field trip, instead of going to the Lake District at the end of the first year, you go to either Edinburgh, Belfast, Cardiff or Glasgow at the end of your second year. And then in the third year, you have, comparable to the European trip in the second year for the BSc students, we could take you to Barcelona in the third year. Now you'll notice these other boxes on your screen, Toronto, Shanghai, the Algarve, Iceland. All of the field trips that you can see in coloured boxes on your screen are included within the fees. So this is absolutely brilliant because it means that there's no additional costs for those field trips. There is an additional contribution to be made to those other field trips which appear in the dashed boxes that are there, and we're happy to answer questions about field classes at the end. Now I'd just like to whittle through some of these field classes just to show you some photos of what they're like. So in year one, we go off to North and Mid Wales and the Lake District. Year one field work is all about setting the groundwork for your degree. Some of those key processes, some of those key skills, and getting you out thinking about those right from the beginning, be it processes of data collection in physical geography, or thinking about some of the themes such as environmental protection, low carbon futures, and so on, right at the first year of your degree. In year two, as I mentioned on the BA side, we take you to Belfast, Glasgow, Edinburgh or Cardiff. And here is to think about city or urban geographies and also to practice some research skills that will underscore and help you with what we call your third year dissertation. In year 2 on the BSc side, having been to the Lake District in year 1, which is very wet, we take you to one of the drier locations, we take you to Lorca in Spain. Again, to think about some of these key core processes that geographers think about. So particularly thinking about rivers in this context. So you might be able to see some geographers there who appear to be sitting on land or standing on land, but they're actually standing on a riverbed where it's currently empty of its water. In year 3, those range of really exciting field trips. So there's the Algarve, there's Barcelona for the BA students, America, Toronto, so North America and Toronto, again for the BA students, Iceland for the BSc students, and Santa Cruz, California, which is a BSc predominant trip, but also there are some elements if BA students would like to go on that trip too. And as I mentioned earlier on in my presentation, Liverpool is a playground for geography. We are surrounded by geographical processes. I don't walk around this city without seeing changes on a daily basis, and that's what we do as geographers. As geographers, we study the world that we live in. We get out of the classroom quite a lot here at Liverpool. In the first year, we have a module called Human Geography through Merseyside, for example. So we're out using our local environment all of the time. We're really geographically advantaged here. We're really close to Wales, really close to the Peak District, close to the Lake District, close to the coasts as well, particularly for thinking about coastal processes. And we offer a really fantastic and excellent learning environment here at the University of Liverpool. So the image you can see on the top of your screen there is what we call our central teaching hub. This was a building that was built just a couple of years ago, and it provides our what we call our central teaching laboratories. So from the very first week of studying here at Liverpool, you get straight hands-on doing lab practicals. We have some of the best labs in the entire country, and we can take all of our cohorts of students to do individual experiments in our labs right from the first week. So we have, on the one hand, a really great learning environment in terms of our facilities, but we also have a supportive learning environment in terms of what we offer for our students. I'll be honest with you guys, I think that coming to university for the first time is quite scary. When I meet my first year students, I often remember being a first year student myself. So a lot of the first year is about you settling in, and we have lots of things that help you and support you, not just during your first year, but during all years of your degree. So we offer a supportive learning environment in a variety of ways. So one of the most important things that you can see on your screen there, I'll draw your attention to our open door policy. So geography academic staff, other universities offer things like office hours where you can come and see us between a particular, between 1 and 3 on a Monday or whatever. We don't offer that. We have a genuinely open door policy here. So if you need to see a member of staff, drop them an email and you can see us at any time. And I think that really does help when students are beginning to settle in. You will have a personal tutor in each of the 3 years of your degree. So from the very first year of study, there'll be someone there who will be able to support you through the skills of coming to university, but also be there for some pastoral support. In addition to that, we have a range of technical support staff, GIS technicians, lab technicians. We have a student experience team, so we have a designated office in our building where you can come, you can talk to our staff about any issues about, oh, what do I do about submitting my coursework, or what do I do about this or that, and they will be able to help you. We also have a central university student centre, a geography society, and a staff student liaison committee. So what you can see here is that our students are at the centre of our experience here at the University of Liverpool. Now, how do you learn when you're here? Now, I've talked a bit about field trips, and field trips are one of the more kind of exciting and exceptional moments of your degree programme. And they really exemplify why we become geographers, or why we want to be geographers, because we want to get out in the world, explore those, as I mentioned, social, cultural, political, environmental issues shaping our world. But there's also the study that happens in the classroom while you're here at university. Now, you learn in lots of different ways at any university, not just here at Liverpool. Now, one of the ways that you'll learn will be will be large lectures, but you'll also learn through a range of practical activities. So practicals are a large part of a geography degree, particularly here at Liverpool with our lab facilities. You'll also learn through small group tutorials with your personal tutor. You might have seminars, so attached to a lecture, you might learn something in a lecture, and then you'll have a small group seminar afterwards where you can then unpack some of those ideas in greater detail. And then most importantly, in the top of your screen, self-directed study. So the thing that makes studying at university a bit different to study you might have done before is that you'll be expected to direct your own study, to do extra reading, to put your own work into this. And I'm sure that Phoebe will be able to talk a little bit about that later. Phoebe's coming to the end of her third year now, so has lots of experience at self-directed study. But we have superb facilities here at the University of Liverpool for doing that. Superb library facilities and computer facilities for that purpose. So that's how you'll learn. How will you be assessed? Because of course you'll be here to actually get a degree in geography. So you're assessed in a number of different ways. One of the first ways that you are assessed is in terms of examinations. So exams are a part of every degree program, but there's also what we call a number of other continuous assessments, so coursework assessments. So you might have projects on your fieldwork. You might have to do lab reports. You might have to do a dissertation, tutorial essays, web-based exercises, oral presentations, and so on. So a whole different range of ways in which we assess you. Now, we don't just assess you with exams, we assess you in a whole range of ways because crucially, when you get to the end of your degree, you're going to be looking for a job. So we have a range of assessments that actually link in to things you might actually be expected to do when you get a job. So you might have to write a lab report or do a policy brief or make a presentation. So our assessments are designed to help you on your route to get a job at the end of all of this. So I want to tell you a bit about what our degree actually looks like now. So you'd probably be thinking, hopefully you're thinking, this sounds quite interesting, but what does the degree actually look like, Kim? Well, now I'm going to tell you a bit about what that degree looks like. Now, every geography program, no matter what university you look at, will have a number of what we call core modules and a number of core or compulsory modules and a number of optional modules. Now, in terms of our degree program, there are a number of these. You have to complete 120 credits a year. Again, not particular to Liverpool. This is everywhere. You'll have to do 120 credits a year. We have what are called 15 credit modules, which means you get lots and lots of choice in terms of what you do. So if you can follow me through the screen here, in the first year of your degree, you'll have to do two what we call core modules, whether you're doing the BA or the BSc. If you're doing the BA or the BSc, you'll have to do a study skill module, and you'll also have to do a module called Living with Environmental Change. Two really, really vital and important modules. Particularly, I want to flag that we do GIS with you as a core module from the first year because it's such a great skill. Everyone's looking for it these days, so it's absolutely built into our degree from the beginning. Now, if you're looking at your screen on the left-hand side, if you're looking at the BA degree, your core modules will be a number of foregrounding modules. So Research Frontiers in Human Geography through Merseyside, and New Horizons in Human Geography. For the BSc students, you'll do experiments in physical geography, changes in Earth surface processes, and theory and lab experiments in Earth surfaces. Now, they're your core modules, so they're the ones that are right at the top. For the physical geography ones, they include hands-on lab work throughout the first year. The next stage down on the screen, you can then pick up, to make up the rest of your 120 credits, a number of optional modules. And as you can see, they're pretty broad. So you can do everything from town and country planning to an introduction to earth science. So lots and lots of options there for you to choose from. Many of our students, BA students, will take the core physical geography modules, and many of our physical geography students will take the core human geography modules, just to make sure that you've got a good balance in the first year, but lots of options there for you. So if you definitely know you want to follow a human geography or a physical geography pathway, you don't have to really do too much of the other side of the discipline if you don't want to. Year two, exactly the same. Your core modules there at the top, research skills that support your dissertation training, followed by principles and theory. Why do we think differently as geographers? Followed by, on the human geography side, a stats module, followed by your UK field class. For physical geographers, also a field class, followed then by the rest of the modules that make up your second year are optional ones. And you'll see again a whole range there, from rural geographies, population, social and cultural geography, to catchment hydrology, to geomorphology. And we're happy to talk through some of these modules at the end. Now you'll notice there's fewer core modules here because you've done all that groundwork in year one. So now it's just about beginning to shape your degree how you would like to. And you'll notice in year three, only one core module, the dissertation, okay? And then the rest of those 120 credits is up for grabs. So you can pick whatever modules make up your degree in a way that's of interest to you. So if you're interested in human geography, you can carry a pathway through in human geography. If you're interested in physical geography and particular elements of it, you can follow a pathway through there. So for example, if you're interested in human geography and you've done, let's skip back, you've done social and cultural geography at level 2, you can then take embodied and everyday geographies at level 3. So you can follow your interest through the syllabus throughout the 3 years. So our degrees, I think, are pretty flexible. You'll see that there's lots of choice, lots of options there. And as I mentioned right at the beginning of this talk, we cover every element of human and physical geography. We're a really broad program that covers many, many elements of our discipline. You can also take up to 2 modules every year from outside of geography, so our allied disciplines such as planning, such as marine biology, oceanography, and so on. And our academic advisors and student experience team can offer guidance on the suitability of these as you go through your degree programme. We also offer something called Study Abroad. I won't say too much about this because Phoebe is going to tell you a little bit about this, having been a Study Abroad student with us. But we do offer Study Abroad, a 1 semester abroad, which basically means it doesn't add a whole year to your degree, but you just go away for 1 semester, either semester 1 or semester 2 of your second year. So a great opportunity to study abroad. Now, I won't go through this slide, but if you've got any questions about study abroad, please do ask me, because there are no extra tuition fees, crucially, for the study abroad program, and you keep all of your normal student loan and maintenance grants. So really good opportunity. It just closed for this year, and we've had a phenomenal rate of students wanting to do this again. So really, really good thing that we offer here at Liverpool. That said, if you do want to take a year out, we do offer a year in China, which is a new scheme, which is allied to XJTLU, our fully English-speaking university in China. And again, we're happy to tell you a little bit more about this. Students doing that graduate with a degree title of BA BSc Geography with a year in China. Now, finally, before I hand over to Phoebe shortly, I just want to say that doing a degree ultimately links through to what you want to do at the end of it and to employability. So it really does matter to us about where your degree could take you, and that it prepares you for applying for jobs and for getting them. Okay, so the skills that are linked to make you employable are embedded into the heart of our degree program, and we also offer bespoke employability training as well throughout the degree program. So you're probably not thinking about what you want to do with your degree yet, but just to say that this is a really crucial thing. I think Phoebe will tell you at the end of her 3rd year that it goes really quickly. So having those skills that will help you get a job are really vital, and that's a big sort of push for what we offer here. So this is some of the training that we do to help prepare you for what comes after your degree. So we do things in the 1st year like writing an aspirational CV, how you search for and apply for internships. In the 2nd year, we help you put together a LinkedIn profile, go through a mock job application and an interview. And we also offer drop-in advice sessions with our careers service. In our 3rd year, we have major university-wide careers events, and we also have a Meet Our Graduates event where you can meet our former students and they can tell you about their career trajectory. So we have a dedicated employability officer in our department, and we also offer personal development planning as well. So every year of your degree, you'll meet with your personal tutor and talk about how do you meet those goals each year to get where you want to be at the end of your degree program. So I think I've said quite enough. Hopefully I've introduced you to our degree programme here at Liverpool. I've told you why geography I think is such a great discipline, that study of our world that we live in, and also told you a bit about the programme that we offer here, this wide, broad and flexible programme that we offer. I'm going to hand over to one of our students now, Phoebe, who's going to tell you a little bit about what it is to study here at Liverpool, and I'll pass over now.
Hi, so I'm Phoebe and I'm a third year BSc Geography student. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about why I chose to come and study geography here in Liverpool. One second. Okay, so why I came to study here. Firstly, it's like the facilities here. As Kim was saying to you, the lab facilities are absolutely amazing here. And unfortunately, you can't see them today, but hopefully one or two of you might have come to previous open days. So yeah, the lab environments are really good. So you get to spend at least about 8 hours every week in first year there. Also, it's the approachable staff. So when I came to the open day, the staff were really friendly and chatty with me, and I felt really comfortable here. And I can say, like, continuing my studies here, like, I've definitely found this to be true. What they said about the open doors policy, it's very much true. You can go and speak to the staff whenever you want. You can email them, and you'll get a reply really, really quickly. So if you're looking for a friendly environment, I think Liverpool is definitely the place. Also, for me, I was one of the students that couldn't really decide whether they wanted to do BSc or BA, so here's really good for that. The program's really flexible, so even if you're interested in BA or BSc, you can take modules from either side of the course and you're not really restricted. So I'm in third year now and I'm still taking modules from planning department, which is more associated with human geography, so that really sort of shows how flexible you can be. And then again, the city of Liverpool is a really friendly place. The people who live here are lovely. And again, there's lots to do here, which I'll talk about in a second. Okay, so Kim mentioned about the field trips, and she said I'd just come back from one. So the last 4 weeks I've spent in California, which was my third year field trip, and it's so much fun. Admittedly, only 2 weeks of that was studying, but the trips allow you to go and do whatever you want afterwards because they sort of line it up with your Easter break. But going back to first year, you have, I think in the first 4 weeks, you go away to the North Wales, and this is a great experience and opportunity to like sort of break the ice, meet new friends, and then also like introduce yourself to geography because I think first year is all about getting everybody up to the same level. So you're learning sort of key fieldwork skills, and then because I do BSc, I then did the Lake District field trip that was just a little bit later on in the year. And that's, again, another experience to get to know the people on your course and also the staff in a less formal environment, and also do key fieldwork skills, like go and look at what you've been learning in the lectures, but in real life. But then even not the long, like, organized field trips, there's day trips where you have to do little bits of coursework for, and they're really nice opportunities to get out. I didn't do the second year field work that was in Lorca because I was studying abroad, but the people I know who did absolutely loved it. And the same for the people who were doing human geography. I've only heard positive things. And I know compared to other universities, we do offer quite a lot of opportunities to travel. I was telling my friends from another university about all the places I'd gone, and they were very jealous. Okay, so actually studying at Liverpool. So here there's a mixture of science and social sciences with being able to mix BA and BSc sides of the course. So with BSc, there's a really big focus on like looking at the past, the present, and then the future. And this really helps you shape what you want to study in the end. Because I know first year I did a lot of stuff on looking at the past, which I'd never really done while studying at A-level, but this was really interesting, and especially being able to use the lab environments to sort of look at the record, like the pollen records and all sorts of stuff that you'll never really do if you don't come to university and get in a lab environment. Again, like I said, there's a huge choice of modules, so you really tailor what you want to study, and you can study bits of human, bits of BSc, even bits of oceanography or planning, whatever you like to do. And again, there's lots of practical work. You do lots of labs and field trips, and I think the course is really structured that there's a lot of teamwork, and it's quite social, especially in the first year with as I was saying, the labs that you do in the first year, you're in a group of 5 people and you get to spend a lot of time with them. So it really helps you to make friends on the course, and it's a really, really nice experience. And you do learn lots of interesting stuff as well. Okay, so study abroad, this is what I did in second year. I went to Sweden, and I'd recommend this to anybody who comes to do geography here. It gives you the opportunity to study lots of different modules and then do fieldwork in another country. So it's quite interesting if you want to like sort of compare your country to another. But also outside of the studying experience, it gives you lots of, I don't know, worldwide experience. It gives you lots of confidence to travel on your own and meet new people. And I must say, like, I've made so many friends from the experience this year. I went to meet my friends in Berlin that I was living with in Sweden. So it really, really does give the opportunity to sort of broaden your perspective, both, I think, academically, but also socially. Obviously, if anyone's got any more questions, ask them after. But also, if you go onto the study abroad page on the Liverpool website, it'll give you all the information about sort of how, like, the logistics of it work. Okay, so why Liverpool? There's lots to see and do in Liverpool. Firstly, it's a great nightlife. I think Liverpool is a city that's renowned for having good nightlife. There's lots of different clubs and bars that you can go to. So you'll never have a boring night out, and none will be the same. But if that's not your thing, Liverpool has a lot of culture and heritage. As Kim was saying, there's so many museums here. There's lots of stuff to do. And I find Liverpool's got a really big independent scene, so they've constantly got new events going on and different festivals. So there's always stuff to keep you busy. And then obviously Liverpool One is a huge shopping centre, so there's lots of opportunities to go shopping, if you have any more of your student loan left, that is. And also there's really, really nice restaurants down by the dock. So if your parents come up and they want to treat you, that's where to go. Okay, so more about life at university. So there's lots of different sports and societies you can get involved in, absolutely anything you can imagine. So from the standard sports to then like cocktail societies, and I think there's even a Harry Potter society. So there really will be something for everybody. And then within that, the societies, there's lots of different trips that you can go on. And yeah, at Liverpool, it's all about meeting new people. Well, not just at Liverpool, at university in general. It's about meeting new people and doing new things. And I think at Liverpool, I definitely have done that. Moving on more specifically to the Geography Society. So this is a society within our course, and it's really good for, especially in first year, again, meeting new people, meeting people on the course. And they arrange like a range of social events, from bar crawls to like evening cinemas with the lecturers, which can sound a bit weird, but they are quite fun. Then they also arrange trips. So we went on a trip to Budapest last year, and they also arrange guest lectures. And then all in all, it's a really good place to meet people, and it really does give the course here at Liverpool a community vibe, so you don't really ever feel like you're on your own. There's always someone you can speak to. Okay, here's just a couple of useful links. So there's the RGS, so they just have a lot of stuff about geography, but also you might find stuff about being an RGS ambassador, which you can do here at Liverpool, and that's really good for if you're interested in teaching, because they offer loads of opportunities associated with that. Then there's the Uni of Liverpool blog, and there's a Visit Liverpool. There's also Twitter and Instagram you can access. If you look on the Twitter page, you'll probably see some pictures of us in California, which will always be interesting. Other than that, it's thank you and good luck in the rest of your studies, and hopefully you'll be in Liverpool in a year's time.